Howdy folks, today we're looking at Kroma number 4 from 2023 in Image Comics. Lorenzo De Felici's saga of a darkened world comes to a sobering climax as the exile Kroma returns to tear down the walls of her city. As I suspected, there was no explanation waiting at the end. No gratifying info dump wherein a purloined transmission from long-dead scientists explains precisely how this society grew to be this way. Some will find that frustrating, but the point of the story was never uncovering the mystery surrounding the premise. For the people inhabiting this world, it's enough for them to know that they built their floundering civilization around a series of lies, all of which were intended to bolster the likelihood of survival, but which in aggregate add up to state repression for the sake of preserving power within increasingly arbitrary hands. It really is dangerous to be colorful in this strange world, whose borders are defined by the appetites of seemingly unstoppable giant crocodiles. It's not a myth that the three-eyed crocodiles eat color, but it's also not magic, at least not what we are shown. The layers of ritual and ceremony arisen around the cultural necessity of survival are tools for control. And it's this injustice that rankles our young heroine. There are revelations, of course, regarding the mysterious parentage of our protagonist. We learn why she was born and how she was allowed to persist, despite the seeming ill omen of her multicolored eyes. It's a sad story of murder and sacrifice, unnecessary tragedy from the perspective of someone who learns to live outside the lies. The story ends in an eruption of violence, with Kroma's anger finding indiscriminate outlet. It's not a happy ending, although the lies of the priests are revealed. Those lies, however poorly conceived, still brought safety, and Kroma's anger ensures an end to safety, at least in the short term. What becomes of those left behind to rebuild in the wake of Kroma's crusade? That's another question entirely. In the letters page, De Felici indicates that this story occupied 10 months of his life, and that effort is apparent in the product of a well-built fable about belief and color, an attempt to build a whole new world from the bottom up, crafting a new way of seeing the page as an expression of thematic depth. Frankly, I wish more artists had the ambition and the resources to strike out on their own with passion projects designed to stretch their practice and develop their muscles as storytellers. De Felici's ambition is clear and married to an enviable discipline, and from this passion project, De Felici matriculated to another commercial breakthrough, as the artist's first gig immediately after finishing this series was a return to his long-standing partnership with Robert Kirkman for the launch of the space opera Void Rivals. That would go on to become one of the most celebrated launches of the year, albeit it must be said, for reasons having precious little to do with the skills of the individual creators involved. Often just the nature of sustained success in this industry we call comics.